The Chief Information Officer of the Department of Defense shall ensure that policies, control systems standards, and cybersecurity reference architectures, a. are implementable by components of the department, b. limit adversaries' ability to reach or manipulate control systems through cyberspace, c. appropriately balance non-connectivity and monitoring requirements, d. include data collection and flow requirements, e. interoperate with and are informed by the operational community's workflows for defense of information and operational technology in the forces, facilities, installations, bases, critical infrastructure, and weapon systems across the department, f. integrate and interoperate with department mission assurance construct. And g. are implemented with respect to defense critical assets and task critical assets. D. United States Cyber Command operational responsibilities. Not later than January 1, 2025. The Commander of United States Cyber Command shall make necessary modifications to the mission, scope, and posture of Joint Forces Headquarters Department of Defense Information Network to ensure that Joint Forces Headquarters 1. has appropriate visibility of operational technology in the forces, facilities, installations, bases, critical infrastructure, and weapon systems across the Department of Defense Information Network, including, in particular, defense critical assets and task critical assets. 2. Can effectively command and control forces to defend such operational technology, and 3. has established processes for a. incident and compliance reporting, b. ensuring compliance with Department of Defense cybersecurity policy. And c. ensuring that cyber vulnerabilities, attack vectors, and security violations, including, in particular, those specific to defense critical assets and task critical assets, are appropriately managed. E. United States Cyber Command functional responsibilities. Not later than January 1, 2025, the Commander of United States Cyber Command shall 1. ensure in its role of Joint Forces Trainer for the Cyberspace Operations Forces that operational technology cyber defense is appropriately incorporated into training for the Cyberspace Operations Forces. 2. Delineate the specific force composition requirements within the Cyberspace Operations Forces for specialized cyber defense of operational technology, including the number, size, scale, and responsibilities of defined cyber operations forces elements. 3. Develop and maintain, or support the development and maintenance of a joint training curriculum for operational technology-focused cyberspace operations forces. 4. Support the Chief Information Officer of the Department of Defense as the department's senior official for the cybersecurity of operational technology under this section. 5. Develop and institutionalize, or support the development and institutionalization of tradecraft for defense of operational technology across local defenders, cybersecurity service providers, cyber protection teams, and service-controlled forces. 6. Develop and institutionalize integrated concepts of operation, operational workflows, and cybersecurity architectures for defense of information and operational technology in the forces, facilities, installations, bases, critical infrastructure, and weapon systems across the Department of Defense Information Network, including, in particular, defense critical assets and task critical assets, including a. Deliberate and strategic censoring of such network and assets, b. Instituting policies governing connections across and between such network and assets. C. Modeling of normal behavior across and between such network and assets. D. Engineering data flows across and between such network and assets. E. Developing local defenders, cybersecurity service providers, cyber protection teams, and service-controlled forces operational workflows and tactics, techniques, and procedures optimized for the designs, data flows, and policies of such network and assets. F. Instituting of model defensive cyber operations and Department of Defense Information Network operations tradecraft, and G. Integrating of such operations to ensure interoperability across echelons, and 7. Advance the integration of the Department of Defense's mission assurance, cybersecurity compliance, cybersecurity operations, risk management framework, and authority to operate programs and policies. F. Service responsibilities. Not later than January 1, 2025, the Secretaries of the Military Departments, through the Service Principal Cyber Advisors, Chief Information Officers, the Service Cyber Components, and relevant service commands, shall make necessary investments in operational technology in the forces, facilities, installations, bases, critical infrastructure, and weapon systems across the Department of Defense Information Network and the service-controlled forces responsible for defense of such operational technology to 1. Ensure that relevant local network and cybersecurity forces are responsible for defending operational technology across the forces, facilities, installations, bases, critical infrastructure, and weapon systems, including, in particular, defense critical assets and task critical assets. Two. Ensure that relevant local operational technology-focused system operators, network and cybersecurity forces, mission defense teams and other service-retained forces, and cyber protection teams are appropriately trained, including through common training and use of cyber ranges, as appropriate, To execute the specific requirements of cybersecurity operations in operational technology. 3. Ensure that all defense-critical assets and task-critical assets are monitored and defended by cybersecurity service providers. 4. Ensure that operational technology is appropriately censored and appropriate cybersecurity defenses, including technologies associated with the more situational awareness for industrial control systems joint capability technology demonstration, are employed to enable defense of defense-critical assets and task-critical assets. Five. Implement Department of Defense Chief Information Officer policy germane to operational technology, including, in particular, with respect to defense-critical assets and task-critical assets. 6. Plan for, designate, and train dedicated forces to be utilized in operational technology-centric roles across the military services and United States Cyber Command. And 7. Ensure that operational technology, as appropriate, is not easily accessible via the Internet and that cybersecurity investments accord with mission risk to and relevant access vectors for defense-critical assets and task-critical assets. G. Office of the Secretary of Defense Responsibilities. Not later than January 1, 2023, the Secretary of Defense shall 1. Assess and finalize Office of the Secretary of Defense components roles and responsibilities for the cybersecurity of operational technology in the forces, facilities, installations, bases, critical infrastructure, and weapon systems across the Department of Defense Information Network. 2. Assess the need to establish centralized or dedicated funding for remediation of cybersecurity gaps in operational technology across the Department of Defense Information Network. 3. Make relevant modifications to the Department of Defense's Mission Assurance Construct, Mission Assurance Coordination Board, and other relevant bodies to drive a. Prioritization of kinetic and non-kinetic threats to the Department's missions and minimization of mission risk in the Department's war plans. B. Prioritization of relevant mitigations and investments to harden and assure the Department's missions and minimize mission risk in the Department's war plans. And C. Completion of mission-relevant terrain mapping of defense-critical assets and task-critical assets and population of associated assessment and mitigation data in authorized repositories. 4. Make relevant modifications to the Strategic Cybersecurity Program. And 5. Drive and provide oversight of the implementation of this section.